What's up, YouTube? This is Chris, your local wheeler here at Wheeler Dealer in Boise, Idaho. Got another awesome truck to share with you guys. This is a 2003 Toyota Tacoma. It is an SR5 TRD. Just rolled over 134,000 miles this weekend. And this is actually one of my personal trucks. We've done all the work, pretty much all the work to this. Everything that I'm about to mention to you guys, I'll be giving you some time frames of when I've installed things. We decided to sell a couple of our personal cars recently to help fund our new shop build. And this just so happens to be one of the toys that I never thought I'd be getting rid of, but I am going to be offering this up for sale right now. So a couple of things starting off here. It does have a fabtech 6-inch lift. I did not install the lift. I bought it with it already installed. Yeah, so some of the stuff that I did, got some full-length King coilovers on the front here. These took the place of the fabtech coilovers that had the spacer on them. So there are no spacers here on this lift. Wanted to get rid of all those. And as far as these 6-inch lifts goes, there's only a couple of options for full-length coilovers for them. So we went with the Kings. I don't have any complaints about them. They handle amazing. They've been great. So the Kings I put on about 8 months ago. The upper control arms are a tubular uniball. I put those on last week. They've been awesome. Really enjoying those. I can definitely tell a difference there. Lower control arms, we put those on about 2 weeks ago. OEM lower ball joints, same time, about 2 weeks ago. Both CV axles here in the front, we replaced those about 3 months ago. About 6 months ago, we did the wheel bearings, dust seals, pretty much everything there in the front. About 2 weeks ago, got a brand new power steering rack, inner and outer tie rods, steering rack bushings are all new. One thing I want to mention here, you can see a little bit of like discoloration here on the metal. There is zero rust on this truck. I do not paint my frames. Here in Idaho, we don't really have an issue with rust. There's no salt on the roads where I live, so I don't paint the frames. I'm not, there's no coating or anything on these. On this side here, you can see there's a little more oxidization on the metal, but like I said, I'm not painting anything. I'm not trying to hide anything with paint, so this is just how I daily drive this truck. Moving along here into the back, got some custom made Alcan leaf springs. These are 800-pound over stock leaves. Really did this, the stock leaves were starting to sag a little bit, but really my main motivation was that they had a block underneath them, and I did not like the pinion angle that it gave me, and I did not like the axle wrap as well. So took care of that by getting these leaves on there. Got some Bilstein remote reservoir shocks back here. These are actually Tundra shocks. They were the perfect length for what I needed, and a little bit heavier. So you know, I did that because I don't have like a bumper or anything on here. I do have my spare tire up underneath there, but we do put camping gear here in the back, and I do haul a small trailer when we go camping with our dirt bikes on it. So just wanted to make sure that I was able to do that comfortably. A Baja style front bumper on it with some KC lights. As you guys can tell, the exterior of the truck is super clean. It's not perfect. It is a 2003, so there are, you know, a couple small blemishes here and there, but for the most part, this is pretty much as clean as they get. Some nice sliders on here with a good kick out here in the back. Definitely help us shorter people climb up, and don't really have to worry about smacking rocks with it since it's high up enough. But start off taking a look up here in the engine bay. Bear with me, I'm doing this single-handed. Alright, so like I said, this is a 5VZ V6. Timing was done on the truck. Sorry, I got a bug crawling on my phone. The timing was done at 111,000 miles. The supercharger is factory installed. I serviced the supercharger about 6 months ago. At the same time, we installed a URD 7th injector kit, which, if you're not familiar with what that is, it actually puts a injector into the back of the supercharger. And what that does is a couple of different things. Helps with cooling the air that the supercharger is putting into the motor, as well as air-fuel ratios under boost, and gives you some tunability. So we are running the stock pulley here, 2.37. I had initially planned on putting on the URD super grip with a smaller pulley on this, which would increase the boost. In stock format, these are typically putting out between 5 and 7 pounds of boost. But I didn't do that quite yet. I wanted to do all the supporting modifications first, so just haven't gotten around to doing that. But with that 7th injector on there, it does also give that tunability. So if you were looking to do some sort of an upgrade here and get more boost out of this, you could easily do that. At that same time, it's got a brand new supercharger belt on it. Everything on the truck works. So, I mean, everything here works flawlessly. The truck drives perfect, 0 issues. This definitely helps. So it is running stock gears. So you got 410 gearing, and with the 35s on it, it drives perfect. I don't have any power issues. 0 issues driving highway speeds, up hills. Definitely helps out. I will say that you can tell a difference between the 33s and the 35s, but no drivability issues. Taking a look here on the inside. Really clean interior. No tears or discoloration. No stains. We don't smoke, so there's no smells or anything like that. Like I said, it did just turn over 134,000 miles this weekend. It's got the ECT power. This has to do with the electronically controlled transmission. So these cars, the transmission is controlled by the computer in the vehicle. So this is something that will allow the transmission, or makes the transmission shift a little bit later, allowing you to get a slightly higher RPM before it shifts, giving a little more power. Got your dimmer switch, and then your RR diff lock, which is your rear differential diff lock. AC and everything works perfectly, heat and everything. We've got a nice JVC doubled in deck. It's nothing crazy, but I really like these decks in my personal trucks. They're easy to use. Obviously I have Bluetooth and all that fun stuff, but they're also very tunable, which I really like. Up here in the doors, So throughout the cab here, I've got about 100 pounds of sound deadening throughout the whole cab. In the doors, I did the outside skin of the door, so on the exterior here, the interior of the metal here, and then as well as the actual door card themselves, so this plastic here. And what I did is I used a butyl material, which is rubberized asphalt, with a thin layer of foil across the top of it. That prevents vibration. It's what gives the doors kind of this solid sound. So like you can hear the difference here between the fenders and the doors. And then on top of that butyl, there's a closed cell foam. So you have the butyl that stops the vibrations, and then the closed cell foam that blocks road noise, as well as stops that sound from being transferred to the outside of the door, and reflects it back towards the interior. So we've got some Alpine tweeters up here, and then some Kicker 6x7s here. They sound great, no issues with them. Even with the 35s on it, I have almost zero road noise while driving. Same thing in the back doors. Got the Kicker 6x7s back here. The whole system's being run by a JBL Club 4505, which is a 5-channel amp. So that powers the door speakers and the subwoofer. Subwoofer is back here behind the rear seat, in a custom enclosure. It's a Kicker Comp 8-inch single subwoofer back here. In order to make that fit, we did have to remove the plastic tray that goes over the back of this. I do still have it if you wanted to take the sub out and put the tray in. And then we also had to remove the bottle jack mount that was back here. I do have the bottle jack. All of that will come with the truck. Got sound deadening all the way throughout the back underneath the carpets here as well. The only thing on the truck that does not have any sound deadening is the roof. But same thing, you can definitely tell the difference. The door's shut, and the difference between like tapping on metal that's not sound deadened and then the metal that is. Super clean interior. Do have a dash mat on, but underneath the dash mat's clean. There's no cracks. Like I said, I keep these on. I know it looks grandpa, but I keep all these on our cars just because I don't want to deal with having cracked dashes and worrying about having the truck sitting in the sun. Snug top, color matched camper shell here on it. So I don't have it in here right now because I've been using the truck to move some stuff, but I do have a custom made bed insert that I'll be including with the sale if you want it. It's got some shelves built into it and then a sleeping platform on the back, so it's really nice. What we actually do, like I said, I pull a small trailer with our dirt bikes on it when we go camping. So what we actually do is I keep all of our stuff here in our camping gear here inside the bed, and then we use an SUV tent, which is a tent that has a tunnel that attaches here to the back, and then the tent goes on the ground. So I have our sleeping platform there in the back, and then our storage, and our dog sleeps in the tent on the ground. Really nice setup. I'm not including the SUV tent, but I will include the bed insert system. So I do have the K&N sticker on here, and to be honest with you guys, I've been really displeased with the K&N air filters. A dry filter, in my experience, has just been better. So I did remove the K&N filter, and I just use regular dry air filters for the all of my personal trucks. I've stopped using the K&N wet filters. Just noticed that I get a little better performance. The engine runs a little better. without having to pull through the wet filters, and I'm not dealing with as much oil getting past there. You know, one of the issues with using those wet filters, especially on these systems, is that you have your mass airflow meter directly right back here. If you're not really careful, if you put a little bit too much oil on those filters, it will start to interrupt this signal here or get in the way of this functioning properly. So I removed that. I do still have a sticker, like I said, but I just haven't taken it off yet. So the 7th injector kit, just kind of going back to that really quickly, what all that entailed was slightly cooler spark plugs, new plug wires, the 7th injector, which is actually in the back side of the supercharger, new fuel pump as well, and the calibration unit for the 7th injector is up underneath here. I'm not going to take this off to show you guys, but it is all professionally installed. All of the work's been done in my shop. Runs perfect. I haven't had any issues. It is running on the stock tune or the supplied tune with the 7th injector, which is perfect for the stock pulley. So yeah, if you guys have any questions about any of this, feel free to ask. Like I said, we did all the work ourselves, so this stuff that we like to do, and pretty much tell you anything you want to know about it. Yeah, guys, so we are going to be listing this one up right now. This is going to be coming for sale. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We are here in Boise, Idaho. It's very easy for us to work with shipping companies. I'm more than happy to do live video calls. If you'd like to schedule a time to have a mechanic take a look at it, just let me know what mechanic you want it taken to, and you set up the appointment, and I'll go ahead and take it there for them to take a look at. Oh, one other thing. So with the Alcan springs on here, I had to cut the exhaust. The exhaust wouldn't fit back through the factory location, which comes out through this side right here. So the exhaust does dump back here. It doesn't get in the cab, and I haven't had any issues with it. So that's why that's there. Let's take a look up underneath here real quick. Like I said, we don't paint anything. This is how we daily drive our cars. There's zero rust. Everything works. Just so you guys know, I do have a couple of other ones that are going to be coming out of my personal collection. So if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, set on the notifications. I'm going to be putting out a couple of videos here in the next couple of days. This is one of our personal ones that I'm letting go of. If you are interested, feel free to give us a call. It's area code 208-336-1234. Come visit us here in Boise. We're at 10250 West Fairview Avenue. And you can find us online, localwheeler.com. Appreciate it. Like I said, if you have any questions or need any other information, feel free to let me know. Take it easy, guys.